Hello everyone. The news finally came out that Nosgoth will be shutting down, I believe on the 31st of May. And I don't know how I feel about it. Of course I'm sad, but I guess everyone saw this coming a while ago, and it just kind of sucks to hear it on an official statement from, I believe, OG Hamsmith wrote it. So I've been seeing a lot of posts and things like that for petitions and stuff to keep the game going, but it's pretty clear that people voted with their wallets for the past, year and a half or whatever, that the game probably was never going to take off. I know the bugs and terrible management decisions throughout the last few months didn't help the situation, but I don't know if this game ever had the potential to grab the masses, because when you look at the successful games, and then the ones that fail, you see very similar reoccurring themes. Like, Call of Duty is on its, 12th iteration or whatever, and every year it comes out and it sells millions of copies and stuff, and it's almost universally agreed that the game got easier to play over time, not harder. So the skill gap for being able to play the game when you first start out is so low that anyone can pick it up and play it. And that's kind of what keeps people out of games like Nosgoth. It's really, really, really a difficult game. Even when you are good at it, if you don't have a team that's worth a damn, you're probably going to lose anyway for the majority of the matches. And that's why, these are all contributing factors, but that's why the game kind of stumbled for so long and hovered around 1,000 players. The matchmaking was so terrible, and it never got better. You had veterans that had played the game for hundreds of hours pitted against people that have 10 hours in the game, and then to compound that, the veterans would play together. So it was just this awful perfect storm that just kept everybody unhappy, because the veterans, they probably love the game and they probably like beating up noobs, but it's not like they were having a ton of fun. And, just frustrations of losing matches they don't think they should have lost and things like that. And then new players, their experience was just getting absolutely annihilated by people that were, hundreds of hours in and way better. This won't be the first or last time that a game comes out, and I move on, but this is definitely one of the harder ones, because it's a game that I didn't choose to move on from. So, going down the list, World of Warcraft, League of Legends, Splinter Cell way back in the day. I left all of those games on my own accord, and then this one is getting ripped away from me. And more so than that, before I feel like it ever got its full day in the sun. The game being as small as it was, and player bases being so tiny, I had to play in very stressful circumstances. Like, a lot of the time I was pitted against players that were better than me, and often in groups of 4 and stuff like that, because they had friends that all played this game. I couldn't get any of my friends to like this game. The one guy that I used to play with who got me into the game quit super quickly after, after probably a month. He just didn't see it worth sinking a lot of time into. And that's the big issue, is the amount of time it takes to get good at this game versus, the payout. There wasn't a very big payout for anyone, aside from the terrible idea of ranked queues where they were giving money. That worked out about as well as I thought it would. Maybe with regulation and a player base of more than 1,000 people, you would have decent ranked matches, and that would feel like it was earned. But the fact that it was just this grinding, play as many matches as you can, you don't lose points, duo queues, pretty much everyone, it's kind of interesting. Like, everyone just despised the idea of actual solo queue, and they all wanted to tip the scales in their favor. They wanted to play with, a duo queue person to alleviate the frustrations of playing by yourself. But all you're doing is you're getting rid of those frustrations for yourself, but then you're compounding them for someone that doesn't have a duo queue partner. So it's just making it a pain in the ass for everyone else that didn't have a duo queue partner. And if you didn't have one, you really shouldn't try to play in those leagues. And then that was compounded in the 4 stack whenever they tried to do teams, because those teams would rarely fight each other. They were fighting, you know, solo queuers, and it was just like, this is such a waste of time. I didn't play that month. I just waited for it to be over, and then whenever everybody voted for the next, you know, what do we want to see again, everyone voted duo queue. And I don't know, I get it that you don't want to play by yourself, I get that, but there's a time and a place for things like that, and Nosgoth was neither. It wasn't the right time or the place to do duo queue, because the fan base was so small and the skill variances per match were so huge that it was, you know, I don't know. The whole game just felt like an inevitability, you know, of bad times. But I love it. I still love it. I'm so sad to see it go. But it's one of my favorite, most unique experiences in gaming. You know, out of everything, I think this was definitely the most fun I've had in a long time. I met a lot of good people and a lot of really cool friends throughout this beta, and I'm going to be sad because I don't think a whole lot of them are going to be interested in the games that I like. I might move over to Overwatch and give that a try. I don't know if I'll be doing content and things for it. It seems like it's going to be one of those games that it's more fun casually for me. And I was casual in this game, mind you, but I don't know. This had such a small player base that I was able to be, well, I don't know, effective, I will say. As for the channel, I mean, obviously it's been pretty much nothing but Nosgoth, which is hilarious because I'm not entirely positive, and I haven't really done a whole lot of research, but I want to say I'm the only person in the world that was crazy enough to just do exclusively Nosgoth content somewhat regularly. And, you know, I was only posting, like, I don't know, a video a month or whatever. But, I don't know. It's just interesting to see a dynasty end like this, and it was such a unique experience that I don't want to let it go, but at the same time, it's kind of good, you know? I hate to say that, but it's kind of like a good thing that it's going, because maybe we can move on to bigger and better things. I just hope something grabs my attention like this game did. Alright, so that brings me to an important topic. What would you guys like to see? Do you have game suggestions or anything that you've been playing, or anything that you would like to see? I have a few plans on playing Overwatch. Paragon is a new MOBA I might play. What else is down there? I actually was thinking about Rainbow Six Siege. That game is also extremely low population, so I don't know if I'm repeating, you know, history here and playing another Doom game or not, but I've heard good things, but I don't know if I like the gunplay and stuff like that. That was my favorite thing about Nosgoth. Like, don't get me wrong, the vampires were the coolest part of Nosgoth, but the gunplay was fucking perfect for humans in Nosgoth. There's nothing in the world more rewarding for me than nailing shots as the scout, like from across the map and stuff like that. I absolutely loved playing scout. And the spells felt good and things like that, and the team play aspect was really rewarding. The only thing was just the goddamn team deathmatch. Like, they held on to team deathmatch with this firm death grip, and I just never understood it. Like, the game could have been so much more with just, you know, a couple other modes, but they just, well, they tried, you know, what's it called? Flashpoint was okay. It was okay. I didn't hate it or anything, but it never got balanced and stuff like that. And then, what else? The capture the body mode, that was just a failed attempt at something unique. It was almost like Capture the Flag, but only vampires could do it, and so that was kind of silly. I really enjoyed 5v5. it just threw a wrench into the machine because everyone was so used to covering each other's backs and stuff and holding up in one section of the map. And 5v5 kind of threw that on its head in the sense that like there was so much chaos and so much going on. It was almost ineffective to hold into one spot, you know. Plus, it kind of, you know, people are used to playing in 4s, and so with 5, it's very rare to have 5 people in Nosgoth on at the same time. And so you would have a lot more different skilled players in the same match, you know. So, I don't know, it was a breath of fresh air, and I kind of wish that would have taken off more. I know they wanted to do a ranked mode for 5v5, which, please, that would have been awesome, I think. But, I don't know, they kind of got cold feet and went back to 4v4, and then the rest is history, because it got boring again. You started seeing 3 prophets and 1 hunter, or 3 hunters and 1 prophet, and bullshit like that. The game stagnated and died. But, I don't know. Looking forward, I hope I find something that's even half as interesting, at least gunplay-wise. I tried playing, what's that game called? CSGO. I tried playing that. I tried playing League of Legends again. Those games are just not for me anymore. Like, League of Legends I put in probably more time than this game, but that's done for me. Like, the way the game plays now is so slow, it's just like, good lord. 20 minutes into a match is when the game starts, and I just can't get behind that. Plus, they nerfed all my favorite characters, and then they ruined my role, which was jungle. They kind of changed that and made it unfun to play. I haven't made any decisions yet, but I was thinking about doing, I don't know, like, when I put it into words, it sounds really terrible, but I was thinking about doing like a Let's Play or something. I haven't decided which one, but I don't know. It's kind of daunting because I didn't obviously plan for Nosgoth to be cancelled, and I didn't really have any plans for Nosgoth. Like, I just kind of made a video whenever I felt like it or whenever I thought something needed talked about. Because nobody else was doing it, so I mean, might as well. But I don't know. What does the future hold? I really don't know. If you guys have suggestions or questions or anything, I'd be more than happy to talk about it. But as for now, it's just kind of a waiting game to see what all happens. I might, I'm leaning the most towards Rainbow Six, but I can't imagine anybody that was watching Nosgoth to be interested in Rainbow Six. So I don't know, guys. I really have no idea what I'm doing for the future. Thank God that scout got put on my team. He has saved me like 100 times in this match. And you can just see him dinging the sentinels out of the sky. He has that damn warbow, which was the bane of my existence in this game. Now, there's going to be so much that I miss about this game. Like, if you think about it, like, everything was just so conceptually perfect. It just never got to, I don't know, like working standard state. It just was constantly in limbo of whether it would be received well or not. But for me, you know, playing all that, like, I can't get over how perfect, you know, the spells are and how effective and useful Hex Shot is and how great bolas are. Nailing a sentinel swooping down in the sky with a bola is so immensely satisfying. And then so, you know, on the tail end, whenever you're doing it as a sentinel, number one, you're like, there's no way he could have done that. And then when you look at it, you know, like a replay or something, it's like, yeah, he boned me. And there goes the scout nailing that guy. So, I don't know, those moments will be missed so much. I will miss it so badly. Because there's no other games that even come remotely close, man. Like, well, I shouldn't say that. It's just no games I care about. Like, you can pull some really sick shit in League of Legends, and I'm sure other games too, but I don't know. I think the big thing was this game was so beautiful and aesthetically so appealing to be able to do all this. I love the idea of Legacy of Kain games to begin with, and this, you know, and that's another thing. I keep seeing tons and tons and tons of posts about, well, thank God Nosgoth is finally dead, now we can move on to Legacy of Kain games, and it's like, good, you guys, you know, I feel like that's people talking out their ass. Like, they didn't give Nosgoth a chance. And if they did, I don't know if they were not good at it or what, but I doubt that they put in the time to learn all the intricacies the game had to offer. Because you have to be out of your mind not to appreciate it. Like, there is no game in existence that I've played where you can fly around as a sentinel so well, you know what I mean? Like, just so perfect. Too perfect, actually. You had so much damn control as the sentinel that he became overbearing at the end there, because they gave him barb talon and stuff like that. But, you know, every character, like, the Tyrant felt very weighty and strong and powerful. His spells were cool, shockwave and stuff like that, and that guy jumping off into the distance. What game can you do that, you know? Just this one. So, I'm going to be sad to see it go, but I don't know. At least I had a lot of fun, and I did put a lot of hours in, so it's not like I didn't get my money's worth. That's another thing. People are all, well, can I have my money back? And it's like, no, you can't have your money back. Shut up. Like, if you are that sour that, you know, if you had a couple thousand hours in this game and you put $100 into it, you need to shut up. Like, there's no way you deserve your money back. And I wish people would have given it more so that it would have an even bigger chance of success. But, I don't know. That's it for me, guys. I'm just going to let this one play out. Hopefully get something going where I, you know, fall into a new rhythm or whatever, but for the time being, content might slow down. I don't really have a whole lot to post now that Nosgoth is going to be done for. I might try to play a few matches. I've got until the 31st, so I could play a little while, maybe even do like a small mini montage or something if people are playing. But that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
That's it. Let's make them extinct.